The article in the nacirema is clearly about the American culture. The author, Horace Minor, clearly paints the natives of Nacirema as people who care mainly about their appearances and social standings. Minor says in the article that the poor try to imitate the rich. The nacirema sees the natural body as ugly, which is the main point of the entire article. Clearly, Minor is talking about America's desire to change ourselves and finding ways to postpone death, prolong life, and take matters into our own hands, basically. The entire point of the article sums up the American culture as basically never being content and always trying to find ways to make themselves better and put on a front of perfection. However, all of these things are fleshly desires, and there's no contentment in knowing that we are made in God's image in American culture. Which brings me to my next point. Sadly, the American culture has always been obsessed with changing the body's physical appearance. People have never truly been content with natural beauty and in who God created us to be and to look like. If we look at America from another perspective, America can seem very fake. However, there are other cultures and countries like Brazil, Iran, and South Korea who also idolize body-changing surgery just as America does. Surprisingly, a lot of cultures and countries do this. It was very difficult to find a country that really tried to focus on natural beauty. The one that I found that was the closest to that was Italy. While it does embrace and promote makeup trends, it was the lowest on the list of numbers of cosmetic surgeries performed in the last year. Again, while they do embrace beauty standards and makeup trends, they didn't focus on changing themselves personally, rather enhancing their features, which I thought was really cool. We also see that beauty standards have definitely changed over the years. Even only in the last 35 years, makeup trends and fashion trends have changed drastically. Now, of course, while cosmetic surgeries were performed, the numbers have gone much higher in modern times. If we look throughout history, we see women go from formal dresses and petticoats to tie-dye and flared pants in the 60s, to crop tops, leather pants, and big hair in the 80s and 90s, and now tight clothes and statement pieces and big brands in modern times. However, one thing that I noticed hasn't changed is the human desire to be more beautiful. One particular example I found was the need to have a small waist and slim figure. If we look back even 200 to 250 years ago, women wore extremely tight corsets to achieve the smaller waist. Some were so tight that it caused medical issues and even digestive system problems. Which brings us back to the nacirema idolizing their medicine cabinets, medicine men, and even idolizing their body-changing surgeries. After corsets, high-waisted slimming pants were the things to wear to give the illusion of a slimmer waist. However, when modern medicine became more advanced, people spent thousands to have cosmetic surgery to forever alter themselves to fit ever-changing beauty standards. Some people have even gone as far as removing ribs to keep a forever slim waist without having to physically work for it, which is, in my opinion, too far, because we are created in God's image and how He wanted us to be. American culture and the world today has really taught us to never really be content with who we are. In conclusion, these changes and things that have stayed the same, I think have been really detrimental to the American culture. I think it's taught Americans to never be content with who they are or what they look like. And the constant bettering and changing of cosmetic surgery only makes the issue worse. And especially in the media and social medias, I see that people change who they are with editing apps and Photoshop, and then they post that, and that's what we see. So we're not content with who we are because we want to look more like them. One quote that I found from philosopher David Hume in 1757 was really beautiful. He said, "Beauty is no quality in things themselves. It exists merely in the mind, which contemplates them, and each mind perceives different beauty. One person may even find deformity beautiful, where another is sensible of beauty, and every individual ought to acquiesce in his own sentiment, without pretending to regulate the thoughts and beauty of others. And I found that to be a beautiful quote, personally, and I think it found it to be very true. I think that we have been created in a certain image, and that we should really respect God enough to love who we are because we were created in the image of Him. And I think today's culture has really just nailed down the fact that we should not be perfect in who we are. And it's the consumerism and the advertisements to always change who we are. I think that we do need to be content in who we are in Christ. While some of these things can be good, and makeup trends can be cool, and fashion trends can be awesome, I think that there needs to be a fine line. But thank you.